Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to see what if Indonesia made an empire. And here in Indonesia, first of all, Indonesia will invade Timor-Leste and they do not stand a chance. And if I sound weird, that's because I'm sick. Anyways, here is the new borders of Timor-Leste and whatever this island was here. And now we see the invasion of Indonesia into Papua New Guinea. Here we have Indonesian troops moving to the south of Papua New Guinea. Snaking around the coast. They are snaking around the coast, heading towards Papua New Guinea's capital. Taking the capital within a flash of only a few weeks. The rest of Papua New Guinea slowly but surely gets taken under control, until it fully surrenders, along with these islands. Here is the peace treaty. Now, before Indonesia can expand more into the Pacific, Australia says that they will have to get involved if Indonesia expands from here all the way out into the Pacific. So, due to Australia's new restrictions on Indonesia, they will start to counter some of these targets. Now they start to invade Malaysia. Indonesian troops cross the borders, splitting East Indonesia in two within a matter of a few weeks. They slowly start to take the eastern parts of eastern Malaysia, and just like that, now the main Malaysian island gets invaded, both from here and from the north. And Malaysia calls a peace treaty. So Malaysia was left really fractured, with only the area around their capital being a sovereign nation. Next, Indonesia gets prepared. They get prepared to take on the Philippines. Now, Indonesian forces land in the very southern tip of Malaysia. Sorry, not Malaysia, the Philippines. And within a matter of a few days, the entire southern island is taken. But the Indonesian offense halted whenever they reached Cebu. That's because a new defense of Philippine soldiers are protecting these islands. Or should I say these islands. This leaves this island to be captured by the Indonesians. And so, as this island shaped like a 9, this island right here, Cebu, and that island. Their offense was not as huge because the only actual populated islands the Philippines has now is just these 3. Filipino forces come from this big island down here to the southern island to try and ambush the Indonesians. However, it doesn't really go so well for them. Their main island has been infiltrated, and now they're heading towards their capital, which is somewhere up here, I think. As we watch the desperate fall of the Philippines gets completely taken over. So, let's look at a peace treaty. So here's the peace treaty. All of these parts of Malaysia here has become a puppet state, and Indonesia has keeping this small island at the top, or at the bottom. Indonesia's just on a roll. Now here we have a 1v3. We have Indonesia and their puppet state versus Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos. These unsuspecting countries both get invaded. Americans join the Indonesians despite their harsh relationships. Just because the U.S. wants to get revenge from the Vietnamese Civil War. However, as for Cambodia, they are the first to fall, with their capital being taken in only a few weeks. They link up with Laos and start invading to the southern portion of Laos. With Indonesian American help, Indonesia pushes more and more towards the capital of Vietnam, which I have no idea if it's there. It might be here, it might be there. But if we look down here, there's no more Cambodia. It's all gone. Laos and Vietnam. Vietnam loses the capital, and Laos, despite being the last one standing, the whole thing loses. However, Vietnam and Laos didn't surrender yet, with Laos being the first one to completely surrender over to Indonesian control. And seeing as Vietnam's entire group was destroyed, demolished, bombarded by Indonesia, they surrendered as well. So here is our peace treaty. If you look over down here, there's some border gore. Just ignore that. And because at the beginning of the year there was a little skirmish between Thailand and Cambodia. Wait, was it Thailand and Cambodia or was it Laos and Cambodia? I don't know, but they had a little short war going on over here earlier this year. So in order to keep peace between Cambodia and Thailand, or Laos and Cambodia and Laos or something, it was in this area. We will obviously be forming a lake. Lakes bring peace, everyone. If there's no lake, you guarantee there's war. So yeah, that is the Indonesian Empire for you guys. What if Indonesia made an empire in 2025? So, yeah. Bye, I guess.